Welcome back. A new San Antonio magazine is tipping into the multi-billion-dollar world of Black travelers. The Buddy Pass documents experiences that have been historically underserved and misunderstood.
In tonight's Together We Rise, Marvin Hurst found out that Black travelers are met with familiar challenges when they leave American soil.
What's up, travel buddies? This is your boy Leroy, and
the world has always been there. Leroy Adams just had to learn how to access it.
Historically, Black Americans were not even allowed to have a passport.
His first taste outside of the States was Taiwan.
For the past 8 years of my life.
Then Ethiopia.
I have been a traveler and an expat.
It turned into an excursion to India.
The way that Indian people responded to my Blackness and my features and just me being in that space was so shocking because I saw so many dark-skinned Indian people.
They thought the Florida-born Texan was from Africa or the Caribbean. China was his next stop, and this text about a teaching job there was familiar and puzzling. It said, quote, "The school's administration is looking for Caucasian people. Hope you understand it's China," end quote.
What does the world see or think when they see Black people, particularly Black Americans? How is it that my identity is being shaped in these places and these people have never met me?
Adams did get a teaching job in China where a student named Apple would lick his hand.
Turns out Apple's parents told her that I was made of chocolate, that I was a chocolate bear, because Apple would cry every time she had to come into my classroom because Apple had never had, let alone seen, a dark-skinned teacher before or person before.
Adams turned his journey into a podcast called The Buddy Pass to educate.
And this is The Buddy Pass, the podcast that takes you around the world for interviews with Black travelers.
It's to show and offer true, real, authentic travel experiences through storytelling and video production. The other part of it is inspiration.
But the 34-year-old says he could not get his travel studies published because they contained the Black experience. So he started a magazine on San Antonio's east side with a group of contributors who would share their globetrotting from the Black perspective.
Who should read this?
Even if you're not Black, if you have an interest in learning about the Black experience, not just within the U.S., but across the world, you should read that.
We're everywhere, and we're spending money.
But A. Wilson, who does not work for the magazine, has covered the travel and aviation industry for 30 years.
Black people aren't a monolith. We're all very different. We have our different tastes. We have our different thoughts about things. And with travel, it's the same thing. It runs the gamut.
Right before the pandemic, the Black Travel Alliance said Black travelers spent nearly $110 billion in 2019. That's traveling domestically. That number jumped to $129 billion that same year internationally. A Pew Research Center survey shows more whites and Hispanics have traveled internationally than Blacks. Income and education impact each one. Overall, though, whites still rack up more miles.
The publications that are out there tend to focus on white people. I mean, because that's the audience they're used to. When I worked at the Points Guy, I made it a point to make sure that we were writing inclusive stories and had pictures of people of color.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
In print and online, the Buddy Pass wants to change that.
17, Turkey, 20.
And Adams is willing to go the extra mile to make that happen. Marvin Hurst, KENS 5.